Hi, good morning. It's a little rainy out here today, but by the time you watch this, the sun may be out, so inconsequential maybe. Okay, so but the rain's affecting me. It's making me like whoa, Matrix. All right, lots. I guess maybe if you watched a few of my videos now, you know that I am affected by two things: quotes and movie quotes. Just movies. Growing up the way I did, a lot of times the TV was my babysitter. But not only was it my babysitter, it was my mom and my dad. And of my generation, I think this happened quite a bit. I can't speak for everybody, but certain movies just zoned right in on the soft spot. And one of those movies that I'm going to talk about right now is The Wizard of Oz. And okay, so all of you have memories of the first time you watched it. The first time I watched it, it was being replayed. We didn't go to the theaters or anything like that. That was not in our budget. And I don't think they showed it in the drive-ins, but sometimes we did go to the drive-ins. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, it was in my living room, and they were doing a special, I think it was during Easter, a special presentation by one of the big networks. This is going to be like da 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 da. So I guess we all got around in that little tiny living room, you know, the one with the small television. Not color, by the way. Color TVs didn't come till later, but my Aunt Mill had one. So sometimes we'd get to watch colored TV over there. Anyway, so we had the television in the corner. And we're all set up, and I believe it was one of the times that my dad was being good. You never knew. And so we all got around, and I just was glued to that television. It took me to the fantasy world where I wanted to be. And most psychiatrists and psychologists and anthropologists and all the ologists will tell you that when people have a hard life here, it's easy for them to make light speed jump to fantasy world. And what happens is, yeah, you get a healing, a temporary healing, because you've vacated your, your horror, if you will. And when you see that wonderful movie, it takes you away. It takes you away. It just does. And the first time I watched it was pure magic. And actually, in my prayer world now, I actually thank God for fantasy, because sometimes you just can't handle what's going right here. Yeah, or Happy Gilmore Place. You got to go off to. You have to. It's a tool. As long as you don't stay there too long, then they want to medicate you. So, when Dorothy is on the farm before she even leaves home, and she sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I don't know about any of you guys, but that song, I don't know the heart of the person who wrote the lyrics or the music, or I really could research that, but it wouldn't change anything for me. Somebody knew how to take you away. Take me away. Those stupid commercials about Calgon and you get in the bathtub and, take me away. There's so much need for like a momentary fantasy. I think that's why people love the phones and the memes and all of that, because they just need that. Now, don't get addicted to it. You can't sit there and watch, Somewhere Over the Rainbow all day long. But it is a relief, and it's a wonderful thing, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And how did I relate to Dorothy? Well, Annie M didn't get it. Annie M didn't get it. She wasn't mean to her, but she just didn't get what was going on. She couldn't. She was busy. It's like my mom, right? My mom couldn't get it. She just couldn't. She was taxed to the max, dealing with all the drama, dealing with the poverty, dealing with the violence that came sometimes with the alcoholism, dealing with just paying the bills for little kids. How could she deal with somebody who's trying to develop and be somebody? I had needs that were like beyond her pay grade. Hello? And so, yeah, did I go wanting, like they said, measured and found wanting? Yeah, I went wanting. But there were times when God let me watch a movie or something. So, in some of my videos, you'll watch and I'll quote a movie. It's just part of me. It's part of me. And it's been like the escape valve, where the pipes are all going and you kind of need to turn it back to release the pressure. That's what the movies are for me. So, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah, I was over the rainbow quite a few times, and we'll talk more about that. I just wanted to start my day with a smile about the wonderful place. And I know it's not real, and I know that Judy Garland suffered and had a really sad life, probably even very sad while she was even making that movie. And I've done a little bit of research on the actual making of the movie because I'm just curious, and that we do that, right? If you're a movie buff, you want to know what made the magic. And so anyway, I'm so glad they made that movie. And today I'm going to talk about the Purple DeSoto. I don't know if it'll be the next video or the one after, but we're right in that time slot. And I'm also going to talk about King Kong. That movie, and there's several iterations since, but the original one, yeah. Okay, that's the next video. All right, I got to 5 minutes. Yay! Keeping them short.